Hello, friend, and welcome to Welcome Wednesday. My name is Travis Norville, pastor of Judson Memorial Baptist Church. I'm recording this on January 22nd around 11 a.m., and hope you get this and it finds you well and all that kind of stuff. Well, we got lots of stuff to talk about this week. There's so many things we could talk about, right? But a lot of things are still playing out. But let's focus on a few things that we can talk about for certainty. So, this Sunday, the sermon is on chapter 4. And you're like, oh, come on, really? This is where you're going? And it's on the topic of candor. That's right. So, which I think we saw a lot of this week. And we're going to talk about it and in the sermon. And we could share a lot of information right now, but hey, things are still playing out. But here we go. This is the key. This is how the chapter ends. In using candor, we should exercise the same degree of care with strangers and enemies as with our intimate partners. With intimate partners, our marriages or life commitments are at stake. With strangers, adversaries, and enemies, the peace quotient in the world is at stake. Every time any one of us practices the habit of candor, even in the most pedestrian appearing encounter, we have made a significant contribution to the peace of this planet. That is how momentous candor is. It is what the world aches for, but it's not easy. We saw, I think, in many sermons throughout this week, lots of candor. And I want to lift those up and talk about them, but especially Bishop Mariann Budde's sermon yesterday at the Interfaith Prayer Service. And what has been the reaction? Well, they are going after her with everything. And I'm worried about her. And I'm worried about the state of Christianity in this nation. And let's talk about this in candor and how we practice it and how critical it is. So if you haven't watched her sermon, I'll put a link to it. I'm also going to put a link to William Barber's sermon that he preached at the King Center on Monday. Take a look at both of those. And let's think about our calling as a church. It remains the same regardless who was elected or is elected or will be elected. We are called to feed people, to heal people, to love people, to transform people, to forgive people, to proclaim Jubilee, to be living reminders of Christ. That's our job. That's our calling, and that doesn't change. So we will continue to explore that. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's tough. It's getting in the tough realm. And so let's gird up our loins, as they would say in the Old Testament, and let's continue the work of Christ in this world at this time. All right, so we're going to be talking about candor on Sunday, and it's a 2-anthem Sunday, so looking forward to that. And there we go. Okay, a few things coming up that you need to know about. One, also, if you haven't been following along with your psalm readings, please do so. You'll find a link to that. Here we are up to, today is the 22nd, so by the end of the day, you're supposed to have read the 55th Psalm. So if you're like, I haven't started, that's okay. Just pick up where we are. Start with 53, 54, 55 today, and then to go on every day. And you'll catch up. Or maybe you just want to hey, it's a cold day. I'm just going to binge and read 55 Psalms today. Okay. See where you go. Boy, am I glad. Let's go moving on. I'm glad that Lori and I did not go to Destin, Florida this week. I just got a friend of mine sent a picture of a snow-covered beach, 3 inches on the beach. So that would have been terrible. So glad we're waiting. You got that. Coming up this Sunday after church, it is the planned giving. Have you left Judson Church in your will? If you haven't, there's a good way to learn all about that, and we hope that you are. Great gatherings. Many things are coming up. Hey, they've been trying to. Great Gathering starts in 18 days. So if you haven't sent Jeff or Margot your Great Gathering idea, please do so. You can also, please do so with that and get that to you ASAP. Get that to them. This Saturday, it is the Victorian Puzzle Purses. At least a dozen of you signed up. This is a Saturday, 10 to noon here at the church. Please contact the church. You got to use email because the phones are still out. info@judsonchurch.org. I think that's the announcements for what's going on. I just want to mention that for Lent, which doesn't start until March, the sermon series is going to be on giving up bad theology for Lent. So what are the bad theologies you've given up or you'd like to give up? So email those to me, leave them in the comments, and let's get moving on this. We're going to have a lot of fun during Lent, which you wouldn't think, right? But we are. We're going to give up bad theology, and let's replace it with something better. Candor is the theme for this week. Be in prayer for one another. Continue to pray for our friends in Los Angeles and in LA County. Let's continue to pray for the peace process in Gaza, in Israel. Let's continue to pray for peace in Ukraine, in Haiti, in Sudan, around the world, and a lot of forgotten places. Pray for yourself, and hey, take some time this week. If you need to, maybe just 5 minutes of just silence, or walk around the lake, or look at something beautiful, or, it's so gray. Maybe just have a glass of pineapple juice to remind you of the, wonderful citrus flavors and sunshine. Take care of yourself, right? I mean, we've got a long haul here. Church has been here for 115 plus years, right? So we got to keep going in different ways. So pray for yourself. Take some time. Don't get outraged over everything. Save it, and let's be surgical with it. See you Sunday. Take care of yourself. Peace. Have some chocolate.